What's going on, guys? Chuck here. So just recently, I was adding more movies to the shelf, and in the course of doing so, of course, it makes me rearrange everything and kind of gives me a chance to sit back and, um, I don't know, admire the collection, if you will. Which to me, I don't know, it may sound self-serving. I don't know, but to me, this is actually a calming spot. Sometimes I'll sit here, you have some stress. I'm sit here and just kind of check out the shelf, and it gives me a sense of calm and peace. That may sound kind of silly, but it works for me. But in doing so, it got me thinking, there's a lot of stuff on here. Some stuff that, I may have forgotten about. There's so much stuff on here. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to just, you know, take it and share it with you guys or show what I have on here piece by piece. Now, I know, this collection here it's big by my standards, but I know there's plenty of people I've seen here have much larger, like an entire room. I just got this wall, but I'm pretty proud of this. But I still, I thought I would, take it section by section and bring it here and just show it off to you in little bits and just kind of chance to see what I got, and for me to see what I got sometimes too. Because like I said, there's some stuff on here I might forget that it's in here, and like, oh yeah, I should check that out sometime. Or it's been a while since I've seen it. Kind of maybe make me want to go back and check it out, whatever the case may be. So I thought it'd be kind of fun just to take these little or start these little increments of videos or chapters, whatever you want to call them, and and showing them off to you. So you can't see it, but I'm starting with the first. This basically like a small section, and I will bring that up here and show them and just go through them and have some fun with them. Hopefully, maybe even have a bit of nostalgia, reminisce. Um, if you don't know, as I've mentioned, I do organize this alphabetically, which I know for some is probably a pain to do so. I know a lot of people like to organize them by either a genre, or a lot of people like to organize them by boutique label. They have their own Arrow section, the Shout Factory section, a Vinegar Syndrome section, and that's great. I can't do that. If I had that kind of room, honestly, maybe I would consider that, because it'd be nice to have them, kind of everything uniform. And I'll give you that much. However, for me doing it alphabetically, it's easy for me to organize. It's easy for me to know where things at, to find something. I can just go into that letter and search for it and find it. Now, they're mostly alphabetical. In some cases where there's a case of sequels, those all go together, whether alphabetical or not, for non-numbered sequels, if you will. But for the most part, they're in alphabetical order. Again, that does create a little havoc. I try to avoid box sets on the shelf and keep them up above or separate, with a few exceptions. I do have like deluxe editions on here, but multiple box sets I do try to avoid on here. Again, I'm trying to find any way to save space as possible. So, and of course, as I add stuff on, it's they ever change. So it's moving around here and there. It's shifting. That's part of the joy of it, I guess. And sometimes I can move stuff out into a different organized pile. Like I had some stuff I pulled out because I put them into some custom box sets, so which made more room. But we'll come across those as we get to them, I guess, or not. I don't know. But anyways, so that's the gist of how this shelf is organized. But let's just get on with it. So the first movie on the first rack up there, the first section of the shelf, is DVD of 8 Seconds. Luke Perry film, Stephen Baldwin. Not one is talked about too much. It's directed by John G. Avildsen, who, of course, known for directing Rocky and The Karate Kid. And it's got very much a similar theme. It's underdog does well, though this is based on a true story. It's about the bullfighter Lane Frost, and his story, which I don't know how many films Luke Perry had as a starring actor, but this is probably one of the few. And I saw it in the theater. I never heard much, or I think it was hyped too much, but it was really enjoyable. I liked it. It's a it's sweet. It's a heart tugger. Like I said, it's John G. Avildsen, so you kind of it's kind of got the same feeling of a Karate Kid or a Rocky, is like, again, that underdog kind of thing. This DVD is basically what it's widescreen, full screen trailer, and interactive menus. So there you go. Next up, 9 to 5, classic comedy. I know there's been like was like a special edition out there somewhere. I think I don't know if it's still available or not. I've looked for it, or I know I've had it marked in my car or wish list to get. Never get around to it. The lying, sexist, egotistical bigot edition. I think it's like an anniversary edition. I don't know if it's a Blu-ray or there's a DVD. I think it was a DVD. I'm not sure about the Blu-ray, but this is a very fun film. I do like this a lot. It's a classic. Now the first Blu-ray here is 42, Story of Jackie Robinson, is played by the late Chadwick Boseman, which is a very good movie. This time he did this. He played James Brown, and was it Get On Up? I think it was called, which is very good. So he was really hot, and he had a promising career ahead of him. And of course, he's also known for being Black Panther in the MCU. But this is really funny. And Harrison Ford as Branch Rickey, which is great. On all that makeup, you barely recognize Harrison Ford, but it's cool he did this. This is a very good movie. It's a whole DVD. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I had this on an unrated DVD. How about that? I think this has got a 4K recently. I should probably update that, but this is cool. It's a nice. This is a widescreen. But yeah, it's unwritten. There's now lasts 17 minutes longer. I like the way they phrase that. It's kind of funny. But you got a lot of special features on here. What's we got in here? There's an application to join the National Guard. That's weird. What else we have in here? Let's see. A $50 Blockbuster gift card. Look at that. And just an ad for Coca-Cola, which I like. That's pretty cool. I forgot this stuff was in here, but this is a 2-disc set. Oh, actually, I think I obviously got this secondhand because this is a Blockbuster case. So, yeah, I must have bought this like a disc replay. I don't always remember where I get everything. And no, it's only 1 disc, but it has all the special features on here. I thought it was 2 discs from how it looked with 2 menus, but just 1 disc with a lot of special features. But remember, there's a lot of fun stuff on here. Okay. Next up, and this is one I know, or 2 I know they've gotten 4Ks for, and it's on my list eventually to upgrade to these, and that's, let's just pull them both out. 48 Hours and Another 48 Hours. Eddie Murphy's first major film. It's a great buddy cop action film. And these are both pretty much bare bone DVDs. Anything fancy in here? No, yeah, really bare bone. And how about Another 48 Hours? And I don't think Another 48 Hours is, I don't remember a whole lot about Another 48 Hours, honestly, as much as I do 48 Hours. And I forget, this came out several years after the first one, but this time Eddie Murphy was a big star. He's probably making more than Nick Nolte in this case. But I don't remember too much about this one. Obviously, I don't think it was as memorable to anyone else, but, there you have it. Now, our first Disney film on here is 101 Dalmatians, this Disney Platinum Edition DVD. This is a time when my wife, Cheryl, she is a big Disney lover. I didn't grow up with Disney. I didn't grow up watching a lot of kids' movies, perfectly honest with you. I grew up watching, sci-fi, horror, action, and stuff. Very few, kid movies. The ones I watch are probably too dark for kids, like The Dark Crystal, The Secret of Nim. I didn't have a whole lot of Disney in my repertoire, if you will. But because of her, I made a point to start collecting Disney movies, and I have, I haven't got all the classic animated canon. I've been working on it for years. I kind of get off and on picking it up. But this is the point where I started getting a lot of them and trying to get the best editions of what possible, which is always hard with Disney because they kept upgrading them all the time. And to this point, even though just recently they announced that they're getting rid of physical media, or they laid off all their physical media people. So, but I don't know what's going on. It's the whole other thing. But anyway, so this is the Platinum Edition DVD of 101 Dalmatians. Slip. And we've got a DVD guide in here. It's one thing you used to see a lot in these old DVDs, or these little flyers. And here's an ad for Disney Blu-ray in this DVD. And then you got a code to join and get free rewards for, what is this even for? Disney movies? How to get, I guess it's probably movie rewards for Disney. And then your little booklet. Two disc. Okay. Oh, got the slipcover. Yep, even DVDs had slipcovers back then. This was a more recent release. This is 1776 or 1776. Yeah, 4K. Now I got this sight unseen. I had never. I won't say I never heard of the musical. I'm sure I had, but I'd never seen it. And then when they released this in 4K, it seemed like I'd heard good things about it. I took a chance at it. I like, historical drama. I think this also when Hamilton was a big, thing. But I really liked this a lot. Actually, I was impressed with it. It was a lot of fun. Now, when I saw this, I did not take advantage of the 4K because I didn't have a 4K player when I got this. I watched a Blu-ray version of it. So that being said, I should really pop in the 4K now and check it out. But this had, a director. Oh, it's also included director's cut and extended cut of the film. On the 4K, the Blu-ray says theatrical version in HD and extended laserdisc version of the film in standard definition. So there's a lot of interesting things on here. But yeah, so 1776, 4K. Next up is action movie. I don't think gets, or is kind of forgotten about, doesn't get enough love, but I thought was really good. And I really wish they made a second one. And that's the A-Team. I like this movie a lot. It's a lot of fun. I mean, is it kind of silly? Sure, but so was the A-Team. If you ever watched the TV series. Yeah, I've never seen the theater. I had a blast with it. It's doesn't take itself seriously. I mean, it's not like flat out comedy or anything like that. It's a good action, fun action. It's a nice callback to like 80s action, more or less. Liam Neeson's great. What else we have in here? Names I'm drawing a blank on all of a sudden. Even though I shouldn't be. Bradley Cooper, yeah, as Face, but mostly Liam Neeson. He really he has a lot of fun with it. This is again just nothing. I think people were expecting. I don't know what people were expecting, but this is a lot more fun than it's given credit for. It's exactly what it needs to be, exactly what it should have been. So it's the A-Team. It's great. Here's a classic from the 80s, About Last Night, with Demi Moore and Rob Lowe, James Belushi, and Elizabeth Perkins. And this is full screen. This is only a full screen DVD. That frustrates me. So I definitely upgrade this. There's a lot of these DVDs that were only full screen, or if they were widescreen, they weren't anamorphic. So it's, you got to stretch out the image on your TV, which doesn't help the image at all. Very few of those, but there were a lot of the early DVDs that did that before, the advent of the widescreen TVs. So, and we just got a chapter list in here. But yeah, this is a fun little romantic comedy drama. Well, not a drama. It's mostly comedy, but there's some serious heartfelt moments in here, and Demi Moore and Rob Lowe are really good in this. Okay, so next up, now we get into some horror and video nasty territory with Absurd. Now, I had this DVD, so this is an upgrade I got from Severin. And this is not a 4K, it's just strictly Blu-ray, but Severin has black cases. So this is part of my start of trying to collect the video nasties here and there slowly. This is a nice little Blu-ray. Disgusting movie, but fun. Okay. Now here's a 4K that came out like a year or two ago, maybe longer. I don't remember. But my time is all fuzzy. And it's one that got a lot of controversy over how it was done. And I've yet to actually watch the 4K. I'll admit, this was a replacement. Because I had like the special edition. Did I have special edition? I think I had a special edition VHS of this, which came in a big clamshell from Fox VHS, which was a big thing with their widescreen films time. Then I had the DVD. Oh no, actually, I don't think I had the VHS. I think I first got on DVD because Cheryl liked this movie. Found it at like a disc replay. So we had it, and I had to upgrade it onto the 4K, and that is James Cameron's The Abyss. Now, I've not, managed to get an upgrade, or actually this is sold out, but I managed to pick it up. They kind of got back in stock, and I was able to get one. And it's, of course, a 4K Blu-ray. And like I said, it's had a lot of controversy over how it was transferred and how clean, I guess, Cameron made it. I don't know. I've yet to check it out, perfectly honest. Like I said, I got this strictly because I was upgrading my collection. This was on there. I'm not the biggest fan of The Abyss. It's not a bad movie. I'm glad to have it, for catalog purposes and nothing else, and for with what it is. But I mean, I should probably check it out again, honestly, because I saw it years ago, and the director's cut is what I watched. I didn't see the theatrical version; I've only seen the director's cut. And I don't know, I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't in the right headspace for it. I should probably go back and revisit it sometime, and I will do that. But so there we have it, The Abyss. This is a newer release I just got from Shout Factory, and that is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. This is funny because I was wondering for years why don't I have any Ace Ventura film? Where are they all at? Why I didn't realize they were very hard to find, and I think I'd found a couple. I'd see some in like a half price books. I think it was like a 2-disc DVD or a double pack DVD. But for some reason, I mean, I probably because they weren't widescreen. For some reason or another, I never picked them up. I kind of just waited because I felt like I should just wait. And finally, Shout Selected put out, the original Ace Ventura. I think I heard somewhere, someone was releasing When Nature Calls. I don't think it was Shout, at least not as far as I know. But so yeah, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I rewatched it after I got this. Oh my god, I forgot how funny this was, and it looked and sounded great. Like I said, I had not seen this movie. I never owned this movie. Like I said, prior, and I had not seen it since being in the theater. That was the last time I saw the movie until I got this 4K. That's a long time. Oh, and here's a couple movies that I absolutely love. We're talking The Addams Family, the Raul Julia, Angelica Houston, Christina Ricci, the first live action Addams Family. And this is the 4K with War Mamushka. I love this iteration of the Addams Family, and Kara loves it too. I introduced her, we watch it a lot, and both of these films, the Addams Family and Addams Family Values, I absolutely love. I had this on a 2-pack DVD, so these were great upgrades when the 4Ks came out. I missed a slipcover in this, so it kind of looked off, but that's okay. But yeah, I love Raul Julia in this movie, and what I like about the animated, the most recent animated version was Oscar Isaac who's doing Gomez. I swear when I hear his performance, it sounds to me like he's almost channeling Raul Julia, and I think he kind of mentioned that in the behind the scenes there. But yeah, so we have Addams Family, and I have not watched this 4K since I got this, because right when I got it, the Art Craft Theater, local theater, were showing it, so I took care to see it. So we just saw it in the theater. I didn't actually watch it, but I need to see what more with more Mabushka. I got to check that out. And of course, as I just mentioned, Addams Family Values, which I like a lot too. I don't know if I like it more than the first one. They're pretty equal for me. I know Joan Cusack is great in this. And of course, Christina Ricci does more. She has more to shine. But yeah, I just love Joan Cusack in this film. And both these are just great. So after that, of course, we have the most recent Addams Family, the animated one, which I enjoyed a lot. Didn't think I would. We went to as a family at the drive-in and saw it when it came out. And I had a lot of fun with this. We got Oscar Isaac as Gomez and Charlize Theron as Morticia. It's fun. It's cute, and of course, Addams Family too. This was good too. All this Addams Family stuff's great. Okay. Next up, another classic from the 80s with Elizabeth Shue, Adventures in Babysitting. DVD. We got here just chapter list. Dolby Digital surround sound. French language track, and it's widescreen. Yeah, this is such a good, fun, classic 80s film. I don't know. I'm sure there's a Blu-ray out there. This is one of those ones on the list to eventually pick up and get. I don't know if there's anything like beyond that, but I know this is one that definitely wouldn't hurt to get like a more, I don't know, fancier edition or something. But I could see maybe Kino Lorber getting something like this. This would be fun. Adventures in Babysitting. Okay, here's one I am dying to have. I would love to have a super special edition of I believe it's in Blu-ray, but I don't know if it's in print. Um, but this is one I could also see Kino Lorber getting hold of, possibly. Of course, this is also a Fox film, so good luck with that. That's probably why I don't see this. Come to think of it, no, this is Touchstone. Well, Touchstone, Disney, yeah. I'll probably never see Adventures of Babysitting either. But we're talking about The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. I love this movie. This is a time I recall when Andrew Dice Clay was huge. He was offending everybody left and right, but he was still huge. He was really one of the most popular comics. And unfortunately, his act garnered him a reputation because his act is his act. He's even said it. He's not that guy. And he's I think the most recent thing I saw him in was it Bradley Cooper's film A Star Is Born. He played Lady Gaga's dad, and which was like who would have thought the casting, but he's he's great as Ford Fairlane. This is a fun movie. Morris Day, Wayne Newton, Priscilla Presley. This is just God. This movie's fun, and unfortunately, like I said, it's 20th Century Fox. It means Disney has it. This may never see anything beyond what's already come out, which is a shame because I would love to have this. I would have 4K of Ford Fairlane. I would have a really decent Blu-ray. Ford Fairlane would be great. Another recent 4K release from Paramount, of course, the classic Airplane. The movie still holds up today. It's hilarious. It's fun. This, like I said, this was just released about sometime last year, I think it was. So, and I love this. It's like the classic spoof comedy. Wonderful cast. The jokes are great. It's you go on YouTube and watch people react to some newer young kids react to some of these jokes. It's hilarious. It's great. Also released recently from Kino Lorber, Airplane 2, the sequel. Not as good as the first one, but I remember this. I have a lot of fond memories of Airplane 2 because this played on HBO a lot, more so than the first one. So I saw this one a whole lot more than I saw the original one. And I didn't realize until many years later this wasn't even done by Zucker Brothers and Abrams. It's kind of a separate thing. But you had a lot of the same cast returning, except they're in space. It's basically the same movie, except they're in space. And you got Sonny Bono and William Shatner hamming up at his best. It's a lot of fun still. And finally, the last of this section was one I did a video way back when. Speaking of airplanes, it's the Airport collection, on the 4-film collection of Airport 75, 77, and 79. And this is a great addition from Kino Lorber. Of course, I talked about this before. It's the book, which is great. I haven't had a chance to watch all these on here. I did watch the first Airport on here, and my gosh, it looked amazing. It looked so good. I blew it up, had it up on the projection screen, and I'd only seen the DVD of Airport, and I think the Blu-ray, because I had a Blu-ray set. But yeah, the 4K looked just beautiful, at least for Airplane. I can't say anything about the other ones because I haven't, or Airport, because I haven't seen the rest of them on the set. I had to go back and watch it, but the first Airport looked amazing and fantastic. So yeah, if you've not picked this up, I recommend, especially if you love disaster films like I do, from the 70s. And Airport was like the first of these disaster films of that craze. This is a lot of fun. The set is great. Like I said, like I mentioned in the video, I was surprised when the set came out because I assumed it was going to be like a cardboard, flimsy set. Like they just put out their like Ninja collection, and it was a cardboard, flimsy set. No, this is a nice hardcover slip box. I was amazed, and I'm glad I got this version as opposed to getting them all individually. This is nice. So that's it for chapter 1, section 1 of the Shall We See. Is a lot of A's. So I hope you enjoyed this little sneak peek in the part of my collection. I'll be back again with the next section. I think we'll be turning to B's from there. After A's, B's, I don't know. We're just learning the alphabet all over again. So if you enjoyed this, click thumbs up, share, subscribe, leave me a comment below. Let me know if there's anything on here you've seen that you've forgotten about, or you'd like to see, or you have fond memories of, or whatever the case may be, or just say hi. I'll always take hi. So until next time, this is Chuck saying I will see you on the other side.